Okay, it's time to jump into some ranked games with the Ranger on the Venue Basket. Let's go and see what we can do today. I really want to try out the new colors, which means I'm not going to be taking this rainbow badge. I will, however, take a box of riches since it is on sale. I will take another set of healing herbs. Let's take the wooden sword. Let's roll to try and find another item on sale, and yeah, I'm going to have to take this. Now, this is going to be a pretty bad round one since we took a box of riches, to be honest, and only one weapon. We probably should sell this and our stone to grab a second weapon, which I'm going to take this broom, but this is going to be a round one. I do want to keep our box of riches to get as much gemstones as possible, but are we going to be able to take on this adventure? Because they only have a dagger. They're going to get some max life. If they switch this around, they get a lot more max life, but they're still going to have more DPS than us. To be honest, not a whole lot more actually. And we got a lot of regen, but they're going to get their max life a little bit as well. But it's actually looking kind of awesome for us. Yeah, for sure. Hell yeah. Getting around one win with a box of riches is awesome. Let's grab this. Piggy bank on sale we're going to take. Let's grab a stone. Let's grab this blue gemstone. Let's roll once. And let's grab more storage. Our little chipped ruby inside our weapon is also pretty darn smashed. Let's move you out and place our piggy bank in this position for now, since we're going to get a lot of max life from start of battle effects. Garlic on sale for one, I'm going to have to take, but yeah, I do want to keep our little blue gemstone for now. It's going to inflict a small bit of cold. But I do have a build idea in mind that is going to require a lot of acorn colors. And some manitors, potentially, hopefully. And a lot of mana orbs. If you can get all that, it's going to be awesome. If you can't, then it's not going to be so awesome. But can we take on this ranger for now? Because we do have shields. Piggy bank. They've only got one weapon. I think we should be in a pretty good spot because with the heal amplification with our little chip ruby, yeah, we should definitely have the advantage. Now we do a choice make. We can either go heavy drinking and look for a bunch of health pots. We can take spicy banana, which is just more heals. Honestly, I do like this. We're going to use up a ton of stamina, so I'm going to take this. Wolf badge, not going to be taken today. Let's take more healing herbs. Let's roll. We can upgrade a bow if you want to. Let's take another blue gemstone. Let's roll once more. And let's go ahead and take this fanny pack for now as well. We also really want to grab ourselves this banana. And I would love to craft up these blue gemstones, but I'm not going to. I'm going to venture on with this for now. No, we should have actually placed one in our bag. What the hell was I thinking? We had space for everything and I just left it over. Because we will get a small bit more cold. But honestly, it's looking pretty good for us. Our opponent doesn't really stand a chance to us. That's for sure, because we do got a lot of heal amplification and lots of heals, so we can just outpace him. And let's take our healing herbs. Let's take another red ruby. Let's take another banana. Let's take the stone. Let's roll once. And I want the storage with this for now as well. So I'm actually going to have to sell one of our gemstones. Which I'm going to sell this little amethyst. So we can grab you. And yeah, I'm going to move on with this. So we're going to craft up our little chipped ruby. And we're going to have a lot more food items in. With the banana, we should be able to sustain our stamina. And we should be able to get a small bit of heat, potentially. It is a 40% chance, which 40% chance on an item that triggers every 5 seconds is not that great. But the healing as stamina is kind of nuts with Divine Basket for sure. Let's keep this healthy. Now, our little hero sword doesn't use up that much stamina, but with a broom, it's not too bad. We don't have to worry about as much stamina as rocking two brooms, but we get more heals the more stamina you use, so it is what it is. For example, we could just take this big old hammer that uses a ton of stamina. Which I'm not going to. I'm going to roll again. Definitely need to grab as much luck as possible. I'm going to keep rolling for now. And we got our first acorn color. That's going to be nuts. Definitely going to be nuts. Let's grab our storage though. And yeah, we're going to take that next round. But we'll see how we get on. Because our opponent does have double brooms. They're going to be inflicting a lot of blind on us. Which could be problematic. If we're not hitting. We're not dealing damage. We're not getting our heals. So we could be in trouble. Now we have inflicted quite a bit of colds from our chip sapphires, which is awesome. Now in a weapon, the chip sapphire is not very good. A 15% chance hit. We're probably going to inflict maybe 1, maybe 2 bits of cold if we're lucky. But right now, we've only managed to get 1 in 15 seconds. Which is relatively low. So I think it's better in our backpack. Because you get 2 guaranteed. When it's a lot of blinds stacked up on us, our accuracy is going to be 50%. Their accuracy is going to be 75%. but they are traveling a lot slower. And yeah, I think we should still have the advantage. Hell yeah. Awesome even. Now the thing is, we did get a red collar, which is awesome. But I did really want to go for some mana orbs. I'm going to take it for now though. Let's sell you, let's grab this, and let's craft that up. I'm going to sell this little green gemstone to roll once more. And we can take an armor if we want that as well. I think for now though, I'm just going to let it go. We're just going to craft this up into one of the new colors, which should be amazing. It's going to give us a ton of Vampirism. Every bit of Vampirism is going to stack up our crits. We just need a lot of luck though. The more luck we do have, the more lifesteal we're going to have on our weapons, up to 50%. Which is going to be awesome. Now, our opponent does have Shelly. Shelly is going to be tons of heals. And they're stacking for poison. So if anybody can beat us, it is going to be a poison stacking build. That damage is going to be exponential. Which could be problematic because we still haven't broke through the armor. And unfortunately, they are scaling up damage on the frying pan with the eye lamp as well. So right now our DPS is starting to look pretty bad, to be honest. So we do need to find our Hunger Blade as soon as possible. Although, Big Red Ruby I'm going to be taking. Let's roll again. We do get a Mana Orb, and we could craft up a Magic Staff, but that's not the plan today. Now, I'm going to sell our stone. I'm going to sell our stone, and I'm going to sell this because I do want to grab this bit of storage. Let's sell this little blue gemstone for now because I do want to craft up a Lucky Pig, and I also want to grab a set of blueberries. But let's keep moving for now. So let's see how we get on. Going to begin double burning swords with ever burning. They're going to get a ton of heat after 5 seconds. That's going to double basically, which is going to give them a ton of damage. So we could be in trouble because our DPS again is pretty low, but we got tons and tons of heals, which might keep us alive actually. And we really need to find ourselves a Hunger Blade. The longer we take to find our Hunger Blade right now, the more we're going to bleed life. Our opponent does have an insane amount of heat, triggering everything a little bit faster, which kind of snowballs the effect. Because that chili is going to start cleansing all the debuffs, it's going to increase your speed once again, it's going to give more heals also. So unfortunately, again, we're going to be bleeding lives until we find our Hunger Blade. Which, honestly, at this point, if we're going for Manitors, I do want to grab Megaclover. Another Bloody Omelette would be awesome. Let's grab this for now. Let's actually take out a box of riches as we roll. Let's keep moving. Let's keep going. And let's keep going. I will gladly take you. I do still want to roll though. And we're just taking too much storage. So I'm going to keep rolling for now. We do get a turnip, which is not what I'm looking for. But we're a little bit far behind right now. So we're going to keep bleeding lives until we get ourselves. We're literally going to keep bleeding lives until we get our Hunger Blade. But I did move our Lucky Pig over to this side, so we should have a little bit more crit chance. Starting off, we do have 9.2% per Vampirism, but with our Megaclover, we do need to stack up a lot of luck. But every round, we're going to get 2 more luck, which means more lifesteal on a Red Archer collar, which should be awesome. Now, our opponent has so much poison on us, and our DPS is so low that I don't see us actually winning out, unfortunately. Although, no, definitely not. That poison tick was just way too much for us, to be honest. Now again, I'm going to roll pretty deep. Let's see if we can find ourselves a Hunger Blade. We're going to grab every bit of luck. Let's grab another Stamina Cycle. Let's roll again. Let's keep moving. Come on, we can find one. Big shiny ball. Let's sell you to take it. I'm going to sell these 2 gemstones to keep rolling. And unfortunately, we're not finding it, which is super problematic. Yeah, we're going to keep leading lives until we get it. So we're getting super unlucky and not finding it. We wasted a lot of gold rolling to try and get it, but with our Prismatic Orb, we should be able to start off with a little bit more mana. We should be able to start off with a little bit more Vampirism. So, can we still win out? Because our opponent does have the Shiny Mantle, which is going to give him a ton of invulnerability. And I do have a fancy Rapier for a lot of scaling damage. But we got tons of buffs. We did manage to get our big lucky win count of Megaclover, so honestly, hell yeah. Awesome, we managed to actually win out. Now we managed to hit the jackpot. Mana Mastery is going to be crazy good. We do get another Mana Orb. Let's roll again. Let's keep rolling. Now we could upgrade it to this instead of a broom. Which at this point, I'm thinking we're going to have to do. Which means we're going to sell one of our regions so we can take it. And yeah, we're going to have to move on. So we should be able to get a ton of Empower if we do manage to get a big mana buff bomb. Potentially. But we do need to stack up our mana, which unfortunately our opponent does have a lot of damage with the Hammer Dagger action. We managed to heal back up pretty much almost to full, but it's just not enough. Just not enough just yet. It keeps offering us turnips. Pop is kind of nice. I'm going to gladly take Pop. Let's grab this bit of storage. Let's keep rolling. And hell yeah. Let's roll again. And holy moly, did we manage to find one. About time. We saw you and take this too. We're going to craft up a Mana Thirst after all this time. Let's roll once more. Let's grab this bit of storage. Not going to place in Pop just yet. We do want to place out our stone. And we do want to craft up one Blue Sage's Collar as well. But we'll move on with this. So it's not going to consume our Mana Orb. But we should be in a pretty good spot to activate a big Mana Buff Bomb. Once we do craft this Mana Thirst. So once we get our big Mana Buff Bomb, our Particular Large Greatsword is going to start dealing some big damage. Because right now, we do need 5 in power to actually trigger. Which, once we get online, it's going to have so much lifesteal and smashing. We got our Blue Sage's Collar, which is going to give us 5% chance on hit to gain mana. Let's grab our storage. Let's roll once. And let's take this bit of storage also. Now I'm going to keep rolling. We could take the cap if we want to. It is on sale. I'm going to sell the Garlic 2-roll once again. And I do want to grab this bit of storage. But this is looking pretty good because our 2 collars are going to be in on our Pop. Our Mana Orb is going to be here. We should be able to generate a little bit more mana. And we do have 5% chance per luck to gain that as mana. So we get a big Mana Buff Bomb, we activate our Particular Large Greatsword, deal some big damage, and we lifesteal like crazy with an insane amount of buffs. This build has really just come online. Let's grab our storage, let's roll. Another Mana Orb, every bit of Mana Orb is going to be nuts from now on. Let's roll again. And we do need 1 red Archer color so we get some crits as well, by the way. But let's roll once more. I'm going to sell a stone so we can grab this small bit of storage also. But let's keep moving for now. So with a second Mana Orb in, we should have the potential to get a second big Mana Buff Bomb. That's for sure. It just takes 5% chance to get 24 luck. And they do get invulnerability, which does stop our lifesteal. But we got insane buffs and smashing. Literally insane. Now, do you want to grab another piggy bank? Let's grab more storage. Let's roll again. And let's keep rolling for now. Even more storage. I'm not sure if I do. We could grab ourselves another Hunger Blade. We could actually get rid of a Particular Large Greatsword, but I do like it quite a bit. But a second Mana Thirst would be nuts, would it not? I think I'm not going to take it. What I'm going to take is a Capless Comforts. And let's keep moving. A Capless Comfort is going to reduce a lot of heals for us from our opponents. Our opponent does have a Snake. We did like Gourd, but we're going to have so much luck that's not going to matter. And we do get a big buff off, and not even close. Hell yeah. So we actually end up with 104 DPS, which is amazing. As for heals, we do end up with about 160 healing per second, which is crazy. Literally crazy. Red Archer card doing so much. I definitely want to grab a second one. And that's our block. Not a whole lot of block. But we're about to make this crazier, potentially. Speaking of crazier, hell yeah, we're going to make that crazier. We could grab a second one. Let's grab usage on sell. Let's roll again. Let's keep rolling. Which means we could actually forgo Pop. Let's sell Pop. Let's actually take you. Let's actually craft up into Mana Thirst. We could grab a second Capless Comfort for even more healing reduction. Which honestly, I'm kind of down for. Let's sell one of our luck. Let's grab this for now. And yeah, I'm going to move on with this. So we should be increasing our chances to gain a bunch of mana. We're going to get more Red Archer Collars, which means more lifesteal, which is going to be more awesome. But can we keep up with this cold stacking build? Because cold stacking builds are going to be pretty darn tough. We managed to get a big Megaclover Windcon, and we should be able to get a big Mana Buff Bomb. Which means we should be able to get a ton of Vampirism off the get-go, which means pretty much 100 or 50% lifesteal. And it's not looking too bad. That's some big damage and awesome. Now we are going to lose 1 Mana Orb, but I think it is going to be worth it to craft up a second Mana Thirst. And yeah, let's roll again. Let's grab you since you're on sale. Let's go ahead and grab this too. How many wells is actually kind of nice. And all we want to do is just roll looking for another Mana Orb, which we did get, and I kind of want to sell this right now to take it. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. So we should have actually taken that Corrupted Crystal in the last round, which honestly, yeah, that's on me. I'm going to roll for now though. I'm going to sell this to grab another bit of storage. And I'm thinking this is looking pretty good the way it is right now. We should be able to get a ton of lifesteal on our Practical Large Greatsword. More crit chance, so we should have pretty much 100% crit chance on these two weapons. Maybe not on this weapon, but we should be able to get a ton of luck stacked up. Now our opponent does have a big old Buster Blade with 82% crit chance. So could potentially one-shot us, but look how much damage we've dealt. Insane damage. It's kind of nuts. Now speaking of kind of nuts, you're definitely nuts. Let's grab you though. And we could take this to get our power off the get-go. I'm not going to though. I'm going to gladly take this bit of storage. Let's roll again. Oh, one more color. I gladly take this. We probably should take this and offer up some stuff. It is the final round. So I'm going to offer up our helmet along with our Lucky Clover. But we're going to have to move on with this. I mean, this is going to be insanely strong. Our opponent does have Poison Ivy. They're going to be trying to inflict a lot of poison on us. But every hit is potentially going to give us enough mana to smash our opponents, which is awesome. And we got a bunch of garbage, which I'm going to be selling. Now, we could actually use this because this is going to give us lifesteal as well, but I'm going to sell it. Let's roll again. Let's keep moving. Also, I'm not making use of this fanny pack. It is in a god awful spot, which is looking a lot better. And actually, we kind of want these red rubies in our helmet. Let's roll again. And we finally got ourselves our second shiny ball. Well, let's roll again. Corrupted Crystal on sale. Let's ignore it for now as we move on. We can also place this down below so we can put this up top. And we sell all this stuff. The stone included, this too. Let's grab you. What's going to be another Amulet Wells, which is awesome actually. But with our Prismatic Orb, we're going to get a ton of mana. We're going to get a ton of Vampirism, so this is looking smashing actually. And I think we do have a high chance to smash down opponents. But this is going to be our final builds. Let's go and see if it's going to be good enough. He's going to be able to win out because we are going to begin a Mercury Elemental that is going to be inflicting a lot of poison. They're going to have quite a bit of damage. They're going to be trying to duplicate a lot of buffs, but we're after dealing about 100 of their HP in one hit. That's another 100 hit. And awesome. Fight's literally over. So we actually managed to get about 170 DPS. Being a Practical Large Greatsword, Mana Thirst, and Mana Thirst. 170 DPS in 3 seconds is crazy. As for heals, we managed to heal for 400 per second. 1400 heals within 4 seconds. It's nuts. Our Red Archer colors healing for 100 per second. These colors are going to be crazy. Especially with the Blue Sage color giving us our mana as well. Which means we do get the effect of Mana Thirst. Give us even more heals. And especially with our heal amplification looking smashing as well. There's definitely ways to improve this build, but it's based on how much Acorn colors you get. If you get more and more Red Archer colors, you're going to get more and more heals. But I did also want one Blue Sage color so we have the potential to get a ton of mana, so we get one big mana buff bomb, especially with Mana Mastery. And we still have our 100% crit chance. But anyways, we did start with 3 lives left. Let's go to see just how much rank points we managed to get. Plus 20. Rank us up quite a bit actually. But I'm going to leave it here for now. Just want to say thanks for watching. And if you enjoyed the video, please leave a like, comment, or even subscribe. And I hope you look out for the next one. I'll see you next time. Now can we deal with another snow stacking type of build. With Frozen Flame, they're going to get a lot of block. Could be inflicting a lot of cold, slowing us down by quite a bit. So we could be in trouble. But every hit is going to heal us up. We're going to have so much life still. That should be pretty awesome. And you know what? Not even going to be close. And can we deal with this big mana buff and bomb and hammer dagger type mage? Well, we got a big mana buff bomb earlier. We got a big Megaclover wind con earlier. And we got tons of heals and big damage. Let's smash. Now can we deal with another Bloodthorn type build? They're going to have lots and lots of Red Archer colors. But they don't have a whole lot of Vampirism to give them a crit chance. They don't have any luck to get that lifesteal. And we got tons and tons of luck. So we have guaranteed lifesteal, which is awesome.